if Arsenal don't win nothing this year, there's about 3 or 4 of their players who'll be thinking, this is never going to happen.
Best City are better than the best Arsenal.
I just smell something different about Arsenal this year.
Liverpool are not that bad.
You can't buy £100 million players and not play them.
Is it more intimidating having Manchester City on your shoulder than Liverpool?
Would you want to be chased by a grizzly bear or a lion?
Welcome to The Breakdown, with domestic football on hold for the final international break of 2025. We thought we'd reflect on a fascinating weekend in the Premier League and some other talking points as well. I'm Darren Fletcher in the company of Ali McCoist, Joleon Lescott, Joe Cole and Owen Hargreaves. Fellas, before we get into the Premier League stuff, I'm looking at you, but I better start with Joe. England, Thomas Tuchel. Where are you at the minute in terms of confidence? You like it? His methods, his team? I like his methods. I like the fact that he's been assigned to do a specific job, try and get England to win the World Cup, and there's nothing else in his mind apart from that. And I think you've seen that in the players he picks, how he treats his players, and I think it's exactly what that group. Gareth was always building something, and he needs a lot of credit for what he'd done. He was always I'm part of the FA, and we're re-establishing England as a force. And we're going to do it this way, and we're going to blood players. And every tournament, I felt like, had the next tournament in mind. Thomas Tuchel's come in and gone, right, shake it all up. How do England win a World Cup? And I like how the team is set up in his image. Athleticism, strength, power, organisation, personality, all them things that we saw in his Chelsea team, he's trying to implement at England. He's saying to players, listen, you don't have to be a superstar to play, but you've got to make my team the best. It's rare that an England manager does it like this.
Yeah, probably. But I think he knows come this summer they won't be the best team there. There'll be better teams there. I know we have great players, but still there'll be teams that are bigger favourites. And if England are going to win it, they're not going to win it with 70% possession. They're going to win it in kind of big moments. And I think obviously he's got all the personnel to do that. I think Jude's going to play in a knockout game, without question, because he's the guy that has personality for a big moment. It's more kind of the rest of the group, how they're going to play. But I think Joe makes a good point. Thomas is doing it. He knows this team, if he gets the balance right, which we never did, and he's working on that, they could win it. Yeah,
you were working around the international setup before he came in. So, I mean, I presume you've worked with some of the players that are in the squad now, who were 21s at the time. So give us a bit of insight into what you know about the group.
Very together, more together than what's portrayed within the media. There's a genuine belief that they can win, and they know, they're aware of it. Where, like I said, I was part of some of the squads and some of the teams that these guys were in, and it never felt that we were going to a tournament to win it. We hoped to win it and stuff. Well, again, it may be different for you guys, but working with these guys, they're aware that, oh yeah, we can do something very special here now.
England sound in a great spot, don't they?
Well, they are. I mean, they genuinely are. I look at England and they've probably got the best group of players I can remember in a long, long time.
Are you getting the words out okay?
It's hurting me. I can't lie to you. I'm not taking any pleasure in this at all. I think the area, they do struggle. I think defensively, I still think defensively might be their biggest problem. In forward areas, dear me, they've got all the talent going. I mean, where do you stop? But I think to win a major tournament, you've got to have a really good defence, particularly if you're not the favourites to win it.
Right, let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the big one. Manchester City beating Liverpool. Wasn't really a contest. I mean, for 45 minutes in particular, I thought City were outstanding. But, I mean, they were spot on, City.
Yeah, and I think it's going to get the credit, or they're going to get the credit they deserve, because it was against Liverpool. But, again, we spoke earlier, and they have been playing really well. But in the greatest respect, when you're playing really well against Bournemouth and Everton at home, and it's like, we expect you to win them games, we expect you to dominate, where they've adopted a different style, and they've given up slightly more possession, but being a bit more direct with the play. But every element of the game, like, that could have been any score, really. Like, it was kind of, yes, Liverpool's goal was...
Does anybody else think that was a goal? I thought it was a goal.
Yeah, I think it was a goal.
I thought it was a goal.
Yeah.
But that's 1-1, and then it's like game on. I don't know how...
Yeah, but it's still, there's other factors that affects the score line. I don't think it affected the result.
No.
I think the result, Man City winning, the way they played was the right result.
I think there's a crucial thing. That's him bringing in Donnarumma. There's no way Pep 3 years ago would have even considered Donnarumma because of his limitations with his feet. Because Pep's whole, game plan was about we're going to control possession, we're going to beat your press, and then we're going to get our De Bruynes and Fodens on the ball. And I think that he's gone right. I needed, like you said, I think you said it last time, I need a goalkeeper who's going to make me big saves at big moments. We're going to miss out the press. We're not going to encourage teams onto us because teams have sort of not stopped Man City, but they're certainly better at pressing them. And the personnel's changed, and I think he's adjusted for life without De Bruyne. And I just think it's just like we said that we all sat here 9 months ago and gone, what's Pep going to do? How's he going to solve a problem? And he looks like he solved it. And now it's just a case of just looks from the outside, let them play now. And they're going to get better and better as they get more adapted.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that point. He's definitely allowing individuals to showcase their ability, i.e. Phil Foden, Shirky, Doku.
Doku did that, didn't he?
And and it's like, go and be your best version of you rather than let the system dictate how we win and how we play.
Why has he made that change? Because there was the criticism of him prior to this change was that he'd take that individuality out of players because he wanted them to fit his system. Jack Grealish was always the example that was used. Now, it seems like he's gone the other way and he's saying to Savinho and Doku, go and play high, get at the fullbacks, do all that.
I think the two best players in his team in the last couple of games have been Savinho and Doku.
Yeah.
And I get back to, I think the one player that they've missed for a long time is Mahrez. Because Mahrez was the one firing the ball. And if you're City, you can have a lot of possession and teams will defend against you. You've got to have somebody that can go by somebody to make things open up. And I always think that they'd struggle to replace Mahrez. But now they've got, Savinho the other night was terrific. And Doku, I think that's one of the performances of the season at the weekend. So he's got that. He has absolutely got that. And that, once you've got players that can go by people, the whole picture just changes and they're vital to them.
What about Nico O'Reilly against Salah?
Yeah.
He's been brilliant.
He's a 10, but he's an amazing fullback.
But that's
well,
the thing. We spoke, Dortmund game, it's like, this year he thought, I'm not a 10 playing at left back, I'm a left back now. I'm genuinely going to be a left back for majority of his career, and he's changed his number to 33, and it's like, that's the dedication to want to be the best left back in the club. They brought one in, 8-0. He was like, no, you're going to be sitting down because I'm going to play. And now he's in England.
And you'll probably start for England.
He should do. He should do. If you're playing for Man City and playing that well for Man City against
locking up Mo Salah,
one of the best players, you should play for England.
At the minute, they're the nearest challengers to Arsenal. Do you see any reason at this stage to pump the brakes a little bit on Manchester City, or are you all in?
I'm still all in on Arsenal. Right. With this version of Arsenal, because the problem last few years was experience. There was did they have the centre forward? They looks like they've got someone in who can help them in that department. The players have all they look more mature. They're not conceding goals.
But City have won it before.
And yes.
So why would you not have more confidence in them from this stage, knowing that they've got that experience?
The jeopardy, if Haaland misses 3-4 weeks of the season and he misses 5 or 6 games, they can't afford too many slip-ups.
What if he doesn't?
If he doesn't...
This is the narrative at the minute. They're over-reliant on Haaland. If he gets an injury, City can't. What if he doesn't?
When you come to the business end of the season and you're still in the Champions League, I think if they don't start Haaland and he's just not missing games through injury, just resting him because we've got whoever on a Champions League night in 3 days later, we may need to rest him. Arsenal rest any of their players. It's the same. Like Haaland, we can honestly say there's no replacement for Haaland, regardless of who it is. It's probably Harry Kane is the only one in world football. So I just think that one element to their team is, it's like when we spoke about Rodri, it was so reliant on Rodri because the replacement wasn't the same. And I think that's the same now with Haaland.
Is the best version of Manchester City better than the best version of Arsenal, or the other way around?
Cool.
Gone deep question, isn't it?
You've hit me with that one.
I don't think it's that deep.
Do you think they are?
I think best City are better than the best Arsenal.
Well, I'm leaning. I don't think it's. I don't think it's as clear cut as that. But I probably would lean towards the best City slightly better than the best. I mean, they're both. I mean, think about it. I mean, the best City with Haaland firing against the best defence. So straight away, what a contest that is. You know what I mean? I mean, it's unbelievable. I probably lean that way, yeah.
You see, going to Joe, you like the depth
I like
for
Arsenal,
don't you?
I still like Arsenal.
Yeah, but I like Arsenal for maybe for different reasons, because I'm saying Arsenal's worst isn't that far from their best.
Do you still think Arsenal's best is better than Man City's best?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. And it's marginal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it. I just think there's something in that group of players. I think the best this new version of Manchester City, they might win it this year. They could do. I think they'll win it next year. But this is Arsenal's year. It has to be Arsenal's year, because I tell you what will happen if Arsenal don't win nothing this year. And this ain't me causing trouble. There's about 3 or 4 of their players who'll be thinking, this is never going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's Declan Rice up for a contract.
I know.
You know, so they have to do it this year.
The only thing I would say for City is, I think when the push comes to shove, because Arsenal haven't done it yet, these guys have done it. So I would say City are ahead. The only thing stopping Man City is the right back. I think Pep's doing a good job of kind of creating a right back in Nunez there, but you think what Arsenal have in terms of replacements, Lewis Skelly and California at left back, you've got Ben White and Timber at right back. I think that's the only position, I think, for City.
Let's kind of bring Arsenal in there. We'll swing to Liverpool in a minute, who City beat. They're relying on set pieces. They don't score a lot in general play. They don't concede many, even though they were a little bit sloppy defensively against Sunderland at the weekend. What would the reservations be about Arsenal getting it done? And they're doing it
the
right now from
reservations
the
would
top
be
of
that
the
they've not done it. Yeah. That's the big reservation. However, I don't know whether the boys agree. I just smell something different about Arsenal this year. You know.
But it hasn't mattered yet, really. They're not under pressure yet.
That's a fair question.
You know, they've crumbled in the past from kind of March onwards. This is November.
Well, I mean, time will tell. We're aware of that, but I don't know, Fletch. I just look at them and I can just kind of smell something different about them this year. Whether it's a belief, I don't know whether it's a togetherness. Certainly the squad is as strong as an Arsenal squad we've ever seen. I just think it's a little bit different this year.
I think if it becomes a shootout where they, once like close points where they have to win, I think City can win if they have to. I think Arsenal cannot lose if they don't have to. That's what they think. So I think Arsenal's worst isn't that far from their best. I think they're so consistent. Where City, if they're bad, they could lose. They could lose 2 out of 5.
Is it more intimidating having Manchester City on your shoulder than Liverpool in a title race?
It's like choosing what do you want to be chased by, a grizzly bear or a lion? They're both going to eat you if they catch you. You've just got to go blinkers on and run.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting caught either way.
Yeah, me too, Coisty. I don't know if I drop the shoulder, maybe I might nick half a yard. I'm still getting caught.
So go on then, Liverpool. So it was a really popular choice. We all looked at this Liverpool squad from last season. We saw the players that were signed and said, well, they'll be even better.
Yep.
Nobody foresaw these issues that are quite deep for Liverpool. I can't work out whether...
Well, the signings have been a problem, haven't they?
Yes, but I can't work out whether the City result is a reason to be concerned, or that could happen to anybody at the Etihad and we should reflect a bit more on Aston Villa and Real Madrid. I don't know.
That doesn't happen.
The Real Madrid game in the week, though, would that have played a factor in how poor Liverpool was in that game?
Might have been tired, yes, good point.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Liverpool are not that bad. They'll
say
still
that.
be there or thereabouts, but
But you know, if you're winning, you don't get tired.
No, it's true, yeah.
Like you haven't beat Real Madrid 1-0 and come back for 1.
And they hammered Real Madrid, didn't they?
Yeah, it's like I'm ready to go
Courtois
to
had the game of his life.
So I don't know if that is a factor. I think the performance is more, regardless of who's top and who's better over the last 6-7 years, that game has always been close.
Yeah.
It's never been totally one-sided.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's the bit that's telling for me.
It wasn't close, was it?
It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't
New
close.
signings, I mean, I've got a problem. 2 fullbacks. Kirky, I know Frimpong injured, but Kirky's struggled. I mean,
Bradley looks great, though.
Yeah, weekend aside, absolutely weekend aside.
Yeah.
But Wirtz is struggling to find his way.
So on the back of that, how much responsibility does Arne Slot have to take? We all gave him the plaudits last year and he was happy to take the praise. He lost Alexander-Arnold and he lost a couple of the front players, one through tragic circumstances, and we have to kind of emphasise that can be a big issue for the Liverpool squad.
100%.
But he also could have picked a team early in the season more akin to the one that went to the Championship easily last season, but he chose to essentially rip it up and start again.
Arteta more credit for the way he's handled Eze. And you know when everyone said he should be in a team, he should be starting, it's like, no, because there's going to come a pressure of, we want you to do well at Crystal Palace, but then you get to Arsenal, it's like you have to perform. Where that's kind of what Wirtz has done, and he's like, he has to perform, and there was he didn't give him a grace of just like bedding him in and letting him find his feet and seeing, this may be too much. And
Is it onslaught then?
I think it's the way he's managed it, not the ways who he's brought in, because you lost Trent, you need a replacement. Like, you're going to sell Diaz, you need a replacement. With obviously the tragedy that happened with Jota, you need replacements for them issues, but the way it's been handled, he definitely has to take some accountability.
I think he has.
has.
Go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
Sean, you go, mate.
No, I think he's actually done all right. I think they've bought too many players, and he's had to accommodate all of them. You can't buy £100 million players and not play them.
Why not?
He didn't have to.
He's just won the league.
No, I know, but he's trying to accommodate the group, right? A football team is 25 people, and you've got to look
Exactly.
at.
So he's trying to.
He's tried to, and I think he's tried to get the boys in. He thought the first game of the season, when they played Bournemouth,
Yeah.
I think for the first time ever, a defending champion played, I think it was 4 or 5 new players. You never would have saw Arsenal or United.
But that's his choice.
That's the point then.
No, but that's my point. I think he's tried to think, right, we'll get away with this because all the boys are brilliant. But that it's upset the balance of the team so significantly, I don't think anybody envisaged. Now he'll go back to tried and tested because he needs to. But I think trying to play the boys, the new signings, I actually think it shows that there's a bit of empathy there. But in the end, it's affected the group, and now he's got to go back to tried and tested.
The thing with Slot is, yes, of course he's responsible. He's got to take responsibility. But there are a number of factors as well which you haven't mentioned. We mentioned the new signings. Has that given him a problem? Yes, it has. Who would have foreseen Salah's for him? The goalkeeper out, Alisson. Gravenberch's been struggling. McAllister's been struggling. So never mind the new signings. He's, the ones that he's relied on last season, are either been carrying an injury or just haven't performed anything like the level.
We've mentioned Arsenal, so on the back of that, before we move it on to the Tottenham Man United game from the weekend, we should probably just give a minute or two to Sunderland, who have come into the Premier League, essentially signed an entirely new team. Granit Xhaka in the middle of it, been absolutely fantastic.
How can we sit here and say, Liverpool have done something that they shouldn't have done? Sunderland have done it in a totally different league.
Yep.
And are thriving.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make you can't be the same case for both.
It's a great point.
Joe, I can't get my head right. When Xhaka was here with Arsenal, it was a case of when he was going to do something that would be detrimental to the team.
Yeah.
I can't believe he came back. I thought he was dead and buried. Remember he fell out and his jerseys getting flung about? I thought there's no way back from there. And he did.
Yeah.
He came back and I thought, he's obviously made us
to be fair, I take
strong
some
stuff.
credit for that. Yeah.
Owen, what changed him at Leverkusen?
You got to remember, he's always been the captain of his teams, Mönchengladbach, Switzerland, and obviously what would have happened at Arsenal probably would have hurt him. But I think what he did at Leverkusen, he was Xabi's right-hand man, and I think you could argue he's probably in contention for that Player of the Year show. That's how big an impact he's had on this group. He's got Siddiqui next to him, who's a super underrated player. The defence is great. The teams that got promoted last few seasons put on a masterclass on how to get relegated. And Sunderland looked at it and thought, right, we're going to be hard to beat, defensively solid, and we're going to hit teams on the counter. He's got pace everywhere, and Xhaka sits in as a captain, as a leader, with all his experience, and kind of controls the whole thing like a puppet master. They've been one of the best teams to watch, Sunderland, and they're going to be, hopefully they finish mid-table because they deserve it.
Let's have a quick conversation about the game we were at the weekend, Spurs and Manchester United. Legitimacy of both of them. Top 4 aspirations.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
True. I've got to be honest. I'm going to sit here right now. I don't think they'll finish top 4.
Neither.
No, I don't.
Who's got the better chance out of the two?
Oh, dear me.
It's got to be United, though, with no European football, isn't it? I just mean that alone.
See, getting back to the goalkeeper situation as well, we're talking about Donnarumma.
He's good. Landman's, isn't he?
I can see a difference in United, because all of a sudden they've got somebody behind them. Well, he's all right.
He made 2 big saves in that game, didn't he?
And he'll make a few saves.
Hey, and by the way, if he was stood 5 yards to his left and the ball went under his foot after 10 seconds, we'd be having a different conversation.
Yeah, true. And he recovered well, though, didn't he?
Yeah. But you're right. Plus the fact as well, you and I were speaking about it, I look at United and I look at the signings, particularly Cunha and Mbeumo, and I just think they're comfortable. I think they can handle it. I think they can. There's been that many players with United recently haven't been able to handle it. Whether it's Anthony, Højlund and boys like that, Sancho, they can't handle it. I think I look at those two, they can handle it.
1 game a week on the training pitch.
Yeah.
I think United
Big
will be right
difference.
there in around top 4 for sure.
I'm not sure. But with a word on Tottenham, right?
Absolutely.
Because they won the Europa League last year. They finished 15th or 16th. Sacked the manager. Thomas Frank's come in and done a great job. And I know the home form's not been good. But the fans were already murmurings. I'm like, what more do you want from Thomas Frank? I think he's coming. That group was on the floor last year.
Yeah.
They won that league more. They won the Europa League more by default.
Yeah.
When you think about the new, there's no Champions League players coming. I don't want to take anything away from Tottenham players who won it because it's a big achievement. But they finished there. Thomas Frank's got them. I think if they won at the weekend, they're at
Second.
third.
It would have been second before City played. I mean,
And
obviously it would have settled itself
That's why
down.
football's mad.
Just one on Tottenham. I've got to be quick, so I've got to move to the bottom. We're going to run out of time. But just Xavi Simons, at the minute, he's trying to get him into the team. When we've seen Spurs play, when he plays the three in midfield, they look more balanced. When he plays Xavi Simons, it looks like there's a bit of a disconnect. How's he going to solve that?
He's in the same position as Wirtz, in the technical player, not as physical. It's going to take them time to get up to speed. Wirtz can be dripped in and here and there at Liverpool because they've got other quality. Xavi Simons, when Tottenham pays 70 million for you, you've got to do it from the off. And the fans are worried. Listen, I think he'll come good, but he's going to need time. So you just hope the fans don't turn on him.
The one thing I'd say is Solanke, Kulusevski, Maddison. Those boys come back, they all start. And Tottenham are a different team completely. I think the goalkeeper in the back four are super solid, but I do think they're missing a bit of creativity.
Very quickly, to look at the bottom. Wolves have got Rob Edwards. Does that make any difference to them, or are we sticking a line through your old club, Joleon?
I think it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
Hopefully it makes a difference for them, for him. But yeah, to say no team has ever recovered from that start, it's a very uphill battle. There'll definitely be an improvement, definitely, because he's got the respect to the fans, relationship with the players. So
Outside of them, is there anybody that we're ultra concerned about at this stage?
West Ham were massively in the equation, weren't they? I wouldn't say they're clearing away yet, but they've certainly done themselves a favour. And what's happened in the last couple of weeks or so, we've been raving, rightly so, about the newly promoted sides staying up.
Leeds and Burnley are starting to do this.
But at least they're playing
Fulham
more,
can't get away.
At least they're playing more sensibly, though, aren't they?
Yes.
They're not playing trying to out-possession Man City and Liverpool. They have, haven't they? Yeah.
I think what we have got this season, we've got a very concertinaed situation at the top. There's probably, if you take away City and Arsenal at the moment, below that there's about 10 teams within touching distance of each other.
2 points, Fletcher, I think.
Yeah.
2 to 10, I think it's 2
And the
points.
bottom's the same,
Yeah.
to a large
What's
extent.
What's Constantina mean?
Coffee, you're going to have one later.
I think that's
You mean the league's tighter this year?
I think so. I don't know what I mean.
You've changed
I'm
since you've
still
sat
being,
in that chair,
I'm
let me
still
tell
being
you.
chased by a lion and a grizzly bear. I'm trying to get away from the pair of them.
You knew what I was saying, though.
Absolutely. I think it's the perfect time to finish. You've turned on me again. Don't forget the Premier League resumes on the 22nd of November. I can't wait because I'll see Coley again. Burnley against Chelsea is the game. And you can watch the season to a climax with us on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus.